Yo, 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 what's going on, world? This is your boy Naji from Cigar Talk, and today I got a very special guest, man, seated to my right. Man, he's here, one of the hottest guys in boxing right now, Mr. Hamzah Sheeraz.
My brother.
How are you, brother?
I'm all good. How are you, bro?
Man, amazing, amazing. There's a lot going on this week, man. Like, you know, we hear Canelo Crawford is tomorrow.
Yep.
The energy's buzzing.
Yep.
The city's buzzing. I feel like I don't know if you have like a vested interest, right? Like, you know, Turkey's made it clear.
More than a vested interest.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like Turkey's made it clear if Canelo wins that you're the next guy in line.
Yep.
Is that like, man, I'm going for Canelo. Like, you want Canelo to win now? Is that?
Yeah, no, for real. I'm in a position now where it only makes sense to fight him. So I'm rooting for him. I want him to win in spectacular fashion. But then again, he's up against a class operator. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. When you're looking at the fight, right? Like, obviously, you know, Terence Crawford is Terence Crawford.
Yep.
You know, one of the best fighters of today. But, you know, it's a different weight class. Like, there's weight classes for a reason. He's moving up 2 weight classes. Tell me, how much does that? Because you're a guy that moved up, right? You started at 60 or 68. How much does the weight classes matter when you're talking about fighting a guy?
Do you know what? In my case, it was a bit different because I was boiling down to make the weight, and going up a weight for me is way more natural. Yeah. I'm probably most natural at 175. But for Crawford, where he's naturally a 147 pounder, going up to 168, fighting the man in the division who's also fought at 175, who's fought Kovalev, who's fought Bivol. It's a big ask, it's a tough ask, but then he's daring to be great. And in the current climate of boxing, with His Excellency involved and changing the dynamics of the sport, Terence Crawford is one of the fighters doing justice, who's stepping up. Do you know what I mean? So credit where it's due, bro. Yeah, for sure. I mean, man, we definitely got to talk about your career. You know, I'm from New York, so Hamzah, you hurt my heart in that fight, man. I was over here like, I know he didn't just knock out Berlanga like this. I mean, talk to me about that, because obviously, you know, the press conference was fiery. There was a lot of energy between you. Did that put a chip on your shoulder to kind of go for the KO, or do you feel like it just presented itself? The chip on my shoulder was straight after the Adames fight, bro. That was where I had the chip on my shoulder, because I knew I was better than that. And I overplayed the occasion. I overthought it, fighting for your first world title. And when it was after the fight, I was like, I thought about it too much. So I promised myself I'd never do that again. And then luckily, a month later, I was chilling and I got a phone call from His Excellency and the ring team, and they said, listen, Berlanga, New York City. I said, let's go. I said, let's go, let's do it. And yeah, man, it was the best decision I made, because a lot of fighters and a lot of teams and people in my position, they wouldn't take that fight. They wouldn't have taken that fight. Coming off.
Meaning it's too early, the controversial.
Going exactly to that, number one. Number two, going up a weight to 168, having your first fight. Going to your opponent's backyard, going to his hometown. So in terms of that, all the odds were against me, but I couldn't have preferred it to be in any other manner. And like you said, the press conference was a press conference. It was different. Definitely different. I was sitting there, I thought I was in a circus, bro. I swear, for real. But then it was good, though, because it was like, welcome to America. You know what I mean?
That's what I felt like.
You've crossed the pond now. Now it's time to step up. So I understood the assignment, and that was the main thing.
I like that. I mean, I think just with the Berlanga fight in particular, you know, like you said, that's a guy that a lot of people might not have necessarily took at that point and at that moment. Would you say, was that one of the, excluding the Adames, was that one of the tougher fights? Like, did you feel the toughness of the moment, or was it like, you know, you kind of felt easy?
You know what it is? I rose to the occasion, and you hear that so many times that you got to rise to the occasion. But this was one of them. Like I said, you're crossing the pond and you're fighting a New Yorker who's got a big mouth on him. And to some,
most of us do. Yeah. You know
I was talking to Tio yesterday, and he was going, he goes, most of us are like that, but most of us back up what we say. So yeah, going back to what I was saying, it was different, but I couldn't have preferred it to be any other way.
Obviously, that moment was a pivotal moment in your career. Do you feel like the Canelo, obviously the win, like Canelo's pending based on you winning, but do you feel like the fact that it ended in a dramatic fashion, did that change things for you, or did that like make it a big
It did, because first of all, no one had me down to win. And on top of that, no one had me down to even. And if they did have me down to win, it would have been on points, a close decision or something like that. So to go in there and do what I did to him, no one's ever done before. It was a statement victory, yeah, for sure, bro.
Now, I mean, I don't know if I heard him say it directly. I know I saw people on his team posting about the hand wraps, right?
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of notion about,
Crazy, bro.
maybe there was something with the hand wraps. What do you have to say about that? Like, I don't know if I saw him say that directly, but I saw people on his team.
He didn't say it directly, but he was hinting at it.
Yeah.
He was hinting at it. And like I said, if that's disrespect to anyone, it's not to me. It's to his team member who come in and check my hand wraps. So we had him there. We had the New York Commission there. You know, listen, the New York Commission is one of the strongest commissions and one of the strictest commissions as well. So that's just, it's all a facade, bro. Like at the end of the day, if I was him, I would have took the loss on the chin. I would have said the better man won the day and I'll be back. But I think his ego, he's got a big ego. He's got a big ego. So he didn't really do himself any favors. But good luck to him, man.
Did that upset you though? Because they were saying, well, he kept on the hand wrap after we left. And were you upset by hearing these things?
No, it was a compliment, if anything, because it just goes to show like everyone out there really, really had me down not to win. So it's like, cool, make the excuses. We're chilling. We got the win. That's all that matters.
Now, talk to me. We got to get to the Adames fight because you mentioned that was a pivotal moment just in your career and things like that. I mean. You took a lot of heat, like the social media kind of heat, right? That every fighter, I guess, that gets to a certain level will get.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, thought that was a controversial win or, maybe it wasn't a draw. How did that affect you, I guess, post the win, right? Like you just thinking about it and watching it and
I'll tell you what it was. Loads of people had me down to go in there and blast him out. And it was as simple as that. They thought it'd be easy. You grab the title and that's it. You carry on. But boiling down to 160 was like the killer for me for that fight. Not that it's an excuse, I'm not making no excuses, but it was hard and it is what it was. But listen, what happened there was the best thing that could have happened to me. Best thing that could have happened to me because it woke me up and I made the necessary changes. I made a change in coach, I made a change in going up in weight. So it's easy to identify what's wrong after a loss. Or not what's wrong, but what needs to be changed. And the hard bit is not identifying it, but actually making the changes. Right. And I stood up to the plate and I had to make the changes, bro. And it was the best thing I done.
Did you feel like it was a draw yourself?
I did have it down as a draw. I did have it down as a draw because the first half of the fight I won clearly, and the second half till the about 11th or 12th round he won. So it was dead 50-50 in all honesty, bro.
Okay. Tell me about that, because you said, you made some changes with the coaching. Obviously, Andy Lee, becoming a part of your team as a coach. World-renowned, Kronk Gym.
Yeah.
How much different is that, right? Like, what did Andy add to, I guess, your game and everything that you're doing?
Do you know what? He simplified it a lot. He simplified a lot of things. We based a lot of our training on numbers and recovery. And it got the best out of me in the gym. And stylistically, the way he fought, although he was a southpaw, was he had long limbs. He was a puncher. He knew how to generate power at the end of punches. So what we practiced in camp, I only had like 8 or 9 weeks, to be fair. That was all we had. And when I told him about the Berlanga fight before it even got announced, he goes, "Take it." He said, "Take it. Let's do it." And that showed that he had a lot of faith in me, and I had a lot of faith in him. Yeah.
I feel like, you came to Queens, man. You got to it's a big, I'm from Queens. It's a big Pakistani community out there.
Massive.
I feel like I got to bring you over there to Queens. We got to go to Hillside so I can show you where they at over there. There's a whole lot of Pakistani.
A few of them showed up, though.
Yeah?
A few, like, when we left the changing room and we was going to the car park to leave, it was getting mobbed, bro. Yeah. Like, mobbed.
Now, I'm saying you got to come to the hood. I'm going to bring you to the hood next time you're in New York.
Next time I'm going to
bring you, know what I'm saying? Make the call. I'm going to make sure y'all good with me. And we go over there.
Yeah, we'll go, bro. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Tell me about that. Just, I guess, Pakistani, heritage being a part of your story and people identify with it. How important is that for you, just as, I guess, a symbol of pride for the Pakistani
it's good,
people?
man. It's good because in the South Asian community across the world, the crime rates and the unemployment rates are kind of at its highest. So to be someone who sheds positive light on that and influences youngsters or even older people, bro, to do well or to kind of take a a step in the right direction, it means a lot, man, and it means a lot. And yeah, I'm just I'm honoured to be able to be that person.
Yeah. Now you got to tell me, man, how did you and Turkey get this cool, man? Because, you know, even Berlanga said that in the thing. He's like, oh, you Turkey's your man and all this stuff. How did y'all, I feel like, you know, it seems like just outside looking in that he like, you know, he admires you. He likes you a lot. It seems like, you know, he promotes you on his social platforms. Yeah. How did you guys form this bond?
It was from the 5 versus 5, from when I fought Amma Williams. Yeah. I got the opportunity then. And then we just kind of hit it off, bro. I'll be honest with you, after that, we kind of hit it off. That was a good performance for me as well. So it put me in the right kind of direction. And also being a Muslim and fighting in Saudi Arabia, it kind of made sense.
For sure.
It kind of made sense. And that's not the only aspect I bring, but you kind of bring, like you said, the Pakistani community. You bring the British community over from England coming to Saudi Arabia. And just showing them over there that it's good energy. So to get to like have that cohesion between them three, it's a good place to be.
How can you recall your first conversation or the conversation that you feel like, you know what I'm saying, made it? Because, you know, Turkey's the money man, man.
Yeah,
everybody like,
real.
What was the first time you was like, all right, you know what, me and Turkey
the first time
in?
was it after the Amma Williams fight or before the Amma Williams fight when I met him and he goes, you're gonna fight Canelo. And when he said it,
he just said that?
Yeah, I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him because you got to remember I'm going from a position where I'm fighting Amma Williams and that was my biggest opponent to date. So I'm thinking, shit, bro, like
that's a big jump.
Yeah, like if we're trying to fight Canelo next, after the Amma Williams fight, I don't think that would have been a good move then.
Yeah.
But he saw the vision. That's the good thing about him. Like back then when he said it, I thought he sounded crazy, but he saw the long-term vision. He saw something that I didn't. So I can only thank him for that.
Yeah. I feel like the UK, man, has been making a lot of noise, man, in the sport.
Yeah.
I feel like more so than ever. I feel like you've always had guys, you know, Prince Nazim, like there's always been guys that have come in and made some noise, but today, you know, there's yourself, there's guys like Moses Atama, Adam Azim, you know what I mean? Do you feel like the UK's really establishing a presence?
It's definitely coming through. And what I'd like to see more is the younger fighters such as myself and the names you mentioned make the crossover to America, to come over here and to give the American fans an opportunity to appreciate them live. And I'm fortunate enough and thankful enough to His Excellency for giving me that opportunity. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me in my career. So it'd be great for them fighters to make the crossover as well. But at the minute, listen, they're leading in Great Britain, in the UK, and they're doing their thing.
You think, is Moses Atama the real deal? Because they started comparing him to Mike Tyson. I'm from New York, so I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I like him, but Mike Tyson is we got to slow down.
Yeah, I think,
is he the real deal?
I think he is. I think he is. For me, that Dillian White fight, it answered a few questions, but I feel like if he fights someone like Hrgovic next, and if he dismantles Hrgovic in inside 3 rounds, then you know he's a serious fighter. Not that he isn't already, but it would just prove it that little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think of him as an American looking outside?
I like him. He has a lot of skills. I think that one, obviously for a heavyweight, the speed is clearly a factor.
He's young. What is he, 21, 20?
20? Yeah, I think he's about 21.
Crazy.
His feints, the way he sets up his power. So I like it. I just got to see it against somebody that I feel like is a real, you know what I'm saying? But no, and that's respectfully, because, you know, Dylan White's an older guy, so I don't know. Respectfully, though. You know what I mean? But we got to get to you and Canelo, man, because that could possibly be a thing. I mean, you said at that time, like post-Amma Williams, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But now how do you feel?
Now I feel it's the only fight for me that makes sense. Because I think fighting anyone else in the 168 division now, not that it doesn't make sense, but I feel like it wouldn't do myself or my career justice. And I feel like aiming for the top, shooting for the stars, daring to be great, getting the opportunity to do so. I mean, why not? Why not roll the dice when they're hot? It's as simple as that. And I feel like I'm in a mental and physical place where I'm unbeatable. So now it's just about going out there and doing it.
If Crawford wins, then what?
Do you know, I was talking about this earlier. The thing is, like, people say that he could retire or he could just sail off into the sunset or go back down to 154. But listen, if he wins and he feels good at 168, why would you move back down if you're unified champion? I'd stay there. You maximize your earnings, and if Turkey was to like that fight, then it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Which one is the harder fight?
They're both as hard as each other. I don't want to disrespect any of them by picking either or. But I think physicality-wise, definitely Canelo.
Yeah.
But skill-wise, craftiness-wise, it'd be Crawford for sure.
Now, where'd you grow up in London? What part?
I was born in an area called Slough, and then I grew up in the east side of London in an area called Ilford.
Yeah.
So I grew up there, man.
I know I saw a part of your story was that your dad got locked up and you was, I guess, at that time you were boxing.
Yep.
And then you stopped boxing to help take care of your family. Tell me about that part. Like when, you have this dream that's kind of on pause because real life is coming in the way.
Facts. And it's good though, because you can look back at it now and you appreciate it. It makes you, at the time you don't realize, but it made me the man who I am today. And at the time it's like the hardest thing in the world because you're waking up at 5 a.m., crazy morning, jumping on public transport, going to work and working like mad for minimal money. But I can only thank God for that. I can only thank God for that because it was like, you're going to do this now because I know what I got planned for you in the future. And it will only make you stronger in your character and in your physicality as well.
What do your parents think now?
Yeah, they were proud, bro. But they always backed me from day.
Yeah.
Like coming from a South Asian household, growing up back then, it was like, you got to be a doctor or you got to be a lawyer.
Right.
And it was stay in education. But they understood the assignment from day one. They said, whatever you do, just give it your all. And as long as you have no regrets, that's it. At least you can say you give it your best shot. And we give it my best shot financially. We give it my best shot mentally, physically, spiritually. We put everything into it. And now I'm repaying them and kind of giving back.
Yeah. Lastly, I guess, what do you want out of this whole thing, right? Obviously, world champion, right? Everybody wants to be a world champion, but like when you looking at the grand scheme of Hamzah Sheeraz and his career, what do you want out of it?
Do you know what? I look at it as I've been blessed by God. I've been given the opportunity to help others. And I've always said if I can change one person's life positively, of course, from when I'm done, when it's all said and done, I'll be a happy man. And I think the way it's going, the platform's getting bigger and bigger day by day. The opportunities are getting bigger and bigger day by day. The collaborations, charity work, you name it, giving fighters opportunities. It's getting bigger and bigger, man. So I'm blessed, and when it's all said and done and I look back on things, that'll be the main thing, changing one person's life and being a positive influence. Because for me, life truly begins when boxing ends.
I feel that. Lastly, when you and Turk talked about Canelo, did you talk about the bag? Did you talk about the money? Sheeraz, did he give you did he say the amount? Because he said at the press conference, Canelo making $100 million. I said, money. Oh my God.
Nothing's been mentioned yet, but I think it's a no-brainer that'll be my biggest payday by a mile. But I'm not looking at it as a payday.
Man, stop it, man.
No, listen,
you better stop that.
No, even though it is, I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
But I'm not going in with that mentality.
Okay.
Because I want to beat this guy. I'm not going in there to just faff around, grab the bag and go. I know if I can get the bag now and I get the win, imagine what the bag's like after that. You hear me?
I like how you think.
Yes.
I like that. All right.
So if we're talking about that, that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, we got to wrap. Sheeraz, I'm thankful. Thank you very much for your time, man.
Thank you very much.
Listen, you got to be one more person from New York to say King of the New York. I ain't like that. I said, hold up. We can't just let him be the King of New York. Not yet, but that was a very good performance, man. I got to salute you, brother.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, dope episode of Cigar Talk. My man, Hamzah Sheeraz. We out of here. Blah.